two good teams. $100,000 up for grab again. You know I want to find out some of the fans inside the place. Say this when never have too much fun enough. So, what about you strike a fan? I mean, when I just tell me what it's saying. So the body know them. I just them alone.
They use when the Alpha place was.
The Red Army fans, they will have there. Oh, I know all about the place today now. I know about the place today. Ah, you see, so Gulfview don't have no fans and Red Army have a few fans. So let them two sides come from up here now. Let them walk come here, alright? This is what we've been waiting for. The Manchester final. $100,000 courtesy of Guinness. This is it.
Here they come, Red Army.
So Red Army and Gulfview Strikers for the right to be called the champions of Manchester. And these two teams have been very good for the Red Army. They came from 2-0 down in their semi-finals and won it with the very last kick of extra time. And this Gulfview Strikers team, Bradley, I've been watching them. They might not be very athletic, but they play very efficient.
Yes, and that probably is because there's a relationship inside of the team with three brothers and other employees of the same company that they belong to. It augurs well for developing employee relationships. You know, even though two of the James boys are not resident in Jamaica, they come down for especially this kind of a situation. So they would have developed a good bond amongst themselves. And, you know, based on that, they are not the youngest set out there, but they are smart. They make good decisions and they work together very well.
And Imru James, ahead of the queue meeting the teams. You also have following him the president of the Manchester Football Association, Dalton Wint. The man from St. Elizabeth, Patrick Malcolm, is also there. So too is the national coach, Andrew Edwards, the under-17 coach. And you also had representatives from the different sponsors, St. Mary's Banana Chips, and members representing the Gatorade brand. So Red Army in the Burgundy, is it, Bradley?
Yes, they had a very good game against Real Madrid, or Rich Madrid.
Rich Madrid.
Right, where they came from 2 goals down and won that game in really exciting style. We didn't get a chance to see the Gulfview team at the semi-final stage because we were doing another match. But they have been consistent throughout the tournament. They played, I think, the second game this morning, and they have lasted all day until now. That says kudos to the resilience of these players because they're not so young. You don't expect them to have that high levels of energy. So it must have to do with organization, how quickly you rotate players in and out in order to save them.
I tell you what, they're going to be really tested here by this Red Army team. The Red Army, they've decided to start with Damian Thompson along with Andre Smith, Kedron Wilson, who is playing in defense, and the number 9, Kirkland Daly. Gulfview, they've started with Taj Alvaranga. And they have a skillful number 10, Jamali Powell. Here he's on the ball, he's being hassled. Good shot there that is blocked. Kedron Wilson with the effort. Simon Lawrence has also started for Gulfview. Ball played across. Oh, hit the upright. And again, it's poked away. It looks as if he was inside the circle. or inside the arc, if you want to call it that.
Early pressure. Here at Red Army. Upfield finds the level. Back to the defense.
I think that Gulfview will want to have some kind of advantage before a certain Dixon comes on the park for Red Army. Good turn.
Application of the rules sometimes have proven a little bit inconsistent, where, you know, I suppose depending on the interpretation of the referee, whether or not an attack or a ball struck at goal, if you are in the box and you choose to chest it out, it doesn't constitute awarding a penalty. Yeah?
Kick taken quickly and it's spooned over. That time by Simon Lawrence. The defending from these two, very good. Good tracking back there by Lawrence. So this is the final of the Manchester Parish. Here is Smith trying to turn his man, who had a little too much of him in the eyes of the referee. Here's Smith. Was also on target in the semi-final. Patience being displayed here. Oh, good first touch. And he rolled his man very well. No, they've given it up. No, they start from back with Daly. Intercepted. This is Jamali Powell.
Powell has been really
deflection. And it goes behind.
Instrumental, you know, he has good touch. Seems to be like he's amongst the younger set, you know, given the seniority of the rest of the players. But he has done extremely well.
Good fight here. Taj Alvaranga. Here is Smith. That effort came through and must have been seen very late by that last line of defense. Red Army in possession. Now Smith across for Alvaranga, or rather across for Wilson. Back to Daly. Good pressing from Lawrence, leaves it and gets a return pass. Lawrence again. Now Daly. Daly almost
under pressure.
Smashed it.
Sometimes Red Army doesn't seem as composed as you would expect. Comparatively, that is, but when you give them time, they're able to move the ball around and create some pressure. Even though the Gulfview team has done excellently, the single attacker that they have is always under pressure. So what they do is mark the single player and pressure, less intense pressure on the other two players.
Oral Wilshire has just come on for Gulfview. Here he is putting in a tackle. And so the clash of the fours. The last line of defense is Henry Knight. Oh, that's a good pass. Also good defending. Oh, that was a pretty smart effort there from Taj Alvaranga.
You know, there's a benefit to taking direct shots. Go. If you don't succeed in scoring, chances are the defensive unit makes contact with the ball, so you end up getting a corner.
Wilson. Red Army nil, Gulfview nil. And very strong tackle. And a yellow card is waved over the head of Oral Wilshire. And he gets a minute of the park.
You go to the sin bin for what? 1 minute?
So can Red Army make this numerical advantage count? In this instance now, Gulfview, they just have to sit back and hold until he gets back. Here's an opportunity. Long range effort, it's deflected wide. Here is Smith on the run. Hits it, a hint of a handball. Comes back to Wilson. Wilson tries to just toe poke it beyond Henry Knight, who was giving watch.
I would suspect that the time would have elapsed by now. 1 minute seems a bit long, yeah?
Maybe the clock stopped. Red Army, they have now brought in Miguel Antoine. Here's Wilshire. Knight. Opportunity. Oh, it's blocked, and it's a free kick given just outside the arc. Well, this is where you have to be smart now. Kick taken quickly. Should have just waited there and just trying to get it over the head of that wall. It is a game that requires a whole lot of movement. Here Smith he's penned in, and Wilshire forces Daly into conceding a throwing. Jamali Powell seems pretty smart about what he wants to do. And Wilshire is playing pretty hard.
Well, he's always been an intense player, you know. There was a time when he played for Lusby, and then after that he became the coach of the younger team. So he's been around for a long time.
Here is Smith, good block. And then it was coughed up for Antoine, who couldn't beat the goalkeeper or the defender. Daly spent time on it, then lays it for Wilson. Could be problematic. And a little push there on Alvarenga, who wanted something from the referee.
Right in front of the referee, but it didn't create an impression on him.
On comes Dwayne James. Just for the record, he's a son of the former JFF president, Tony James. And it's a corner kick given, and unless you're going to get, that should have been a goal kick to the Red Army. Here's Lawrence. Lawrence again. Back to Knight, still 0-0 in this Manchester final.